Hey, what's going on, guys? The Diligent Day Trader back with another day trading recap. Today, I took two separate trades, and honestly, not the best trades. Overtrade day again as well. Second trade was forced. I'll be going over um, the setups here in a second. Let me just get over. Let me see. I'm trying to fix this recording. Okay, I'm gonna go over a Bible verse that I picked out for today. It's gonna be James, chapter 4, verses 13 through 14. It says, "Now listen, you who say, today or tomorrow, we will go to this or that city, spend a year there, carry on business, and make money. Why, you do not even know what will happen tomorrow. What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes." So this speaks of pride and worldly desires and the conflicts that arise from selfish ambition and lack of submission to God. Um, Verses 13 and 14 warn specifically against arrogant confidence in one's own plans. We have to live with humility and avoid arrogance when it comes to life, relationships, and even trading. So tie this into trading, right? Overconfidence in plans. We're having fixed targets without being open to the market shifts or plans that aren't taking in overall picture, and we're very confident that this or that's going to happen, right? That's what happened today. My first trade here. Um, Literally, my game plan today was to watch 7411 through 7400 zone. I don't really even do zones. I don't know what I was thinking today. Basically, overnight, we sold off yesterday from FOMC, rallied back into yesterday's value area, regular trading hour value area. Um, we tested the untested VPOC from yesterday, and we were holding above 7400 to open. Um, the untested VPOC was around 7405, but we were holding that 7400 level. But I was using Mentor Q, um, their gamma exposure levels, and we were at the 1 day max, which is kind of like a uh, it was it's just like a it, multiple confluence levels of options, forward looking to see where people are hedging. And as you can see, this market here, we had an aggressive move up, lots of offers being filled after we sold off. Where delta is rising. In my head, I was thinking, hey, we're at 1 day max. Um, we should look for ways to short in this market. I mean, look at all these filled offers. Delta's going higher. We're making lower highs. Now, where I failed to take into account of anything was the fact that at 7400 we had a major gamma exposure level. There was like 12 million, like $12 million, just sitting there. Basically, people that were either in calls or puts, and market makers were going to hedge at that level. So my plan really should have been to look for a strong break under 7400 to look for any kind of shorts. Um, with the absorption into that 7400 back, like after we broke below, rallies back up being absorbed by passive sellers. But I mean, shoot, and we also reclaimed yesterday's value area, which should have shown that we were looking to go test higher, just higher levels, preferably FOMC highs, which I think we, let's see, yeah, we went and tested pretty much before end of day, that 7480 level. So right here, I literally got short this exact moment. It's like 7408. Let me see my exact. Nope, I got 7405. So probably right about here. Got short. Um, they're, you know, looking back, not really aggressive selling stepping in the market. Yeah, we had the absorption. Yeah, we had, re-offers coming in, showing signs of absorption in the market. Um, we're at 1 day max, but really, I should have been looking for a strong break under 7400 to short, and I should have been watching how 7400 reacted um, to go for longs. So right here, you're literally going to see I'm going to get stopped out on this move up. Um, there was a little bit of a, I guess, slippage because I got stopped out a bit earlier. So now we're gonna be sliding over to my second trade, which no real edge here as well. No idea why I took this trade. There was no levels. The next level on ES was 7450. There was nothing lined up with SPX, SPY, or SPY. There was really no reason for me to take this. This was a, I think I kind of was just, I didn't feel emotional at the time of taking this trade, but looking back on it, I think it was more so. I once again drew zones today, so 7435 through 7450. I was looking for a trade, but that's not how I really trade. I usually just trade at levels. Key confluence and 7450 was a major level to watch. So as to kind of tie this next part in from the verse, fleeting nations of gains, the missed metaphor can show that even profitable trades can end abruptly. It's not a profitable trade. But without discipline, trades can wipe out past winners. Now, these two losses I took today, I sized back up on my MES. I was risking about 60 points. Um, the past yesterday and today, these past three trades took out my one winner from last week. Being patient all week long, looking for setups, and then I my first mistake was trading zones. I never do well when I mark out zones because it leaves me a little too open to things, and I start getting a little fidgety and making poor choices in trades. So that was something to watch out for. And then, um, you know, we didn't even hit a level here. I mean, we showed absorption, but that's about it with the offers. There was no real reason for me to short this. We had such strong, aggressive buying all morning. Um, I really should have either been looking for longs or kind of just walked away after um my first loss. I shouldn't have even gone back to trade for any reason. So let's see. Right here, I was basically just zooming out. I was let's see. I was just kind of waiting patiently, looking for a trade. We saw this really large aggressive selling stepping in, absorption again from buyers, offers stepping in. Just rewatching these, um, just makes me disappointed in myself, mostly just because I have a process, I have an edge, and I feel like the past 2 days I did not follow that, and it's very apparent, especially these two trades today. Um, the real level would have been to watch for the first trade 7400 as it's a psychological whole number. It's right near yesterday's value area low. It's a major gamma exposure level. Lots of lots and lots of volume there. So and we tested 7400, had absorption, filled offers or filled bids, and aggressive buying. So it would have been a good long opportunity. Now, this point in time right here, I'm kind of interested in this. No reason. Like looking back at it, there's filled offers, but we're getting above those offers. There's that large aggressive selling right here. Nothing really there. And just watching this book map, I mean, if I, zoomed out, there's just so much aggressive buying in this market. There were 1,000 lot bids right here at the 70 or 1,000 lot buyers at the 7433s. Um, and at this point right here, I'm thinking to myself, oh, look at this perfect opportunity. I was waiting, and then I got short right here. Bam. 7431. I was short. Stop was above 7437, which is to the left at 1008. There's that little gap down right above there, that green bubble, right above there, 7437.25. Another 6 point, stop. And I was targeting 7412, which was the 1 day max for Mentor Q. If you have it, it's just lots of options where people more than likely hedge. And I mean, looking back, should have walked away after the first trade. I usually don't do two trades a day, very rarely. And, you know, sitting here, I think I was screenshotting what the market looked like at my entry. we're also above, as you can see, call resistance. So we're supporting that level, showing that market makers were not able to sell the market off. Once we got to there, that means that they're going to start hedging to the opposite side and supporting price. Um, SPY was also holding above a call resistance level as well. Look at all these aggressive buying all morning, just massive buying, hitting between the 74.25s and 74.35s. There should not have been a reason to short into this for any reason. There's no zero prints, nothing down below. And you'll see here in a couple seconds, I kind of was just sitting here watching it, and I realized that I had a feeling. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get stopped out. I should, I know I'm gonna be stopped out. There's no reason for me to be shorting this. I was realizing, I was looking at my other charts, that there were no confluence levels. There was nothing on the footprint showing anything that was going to be, large sellers in the market. We were retesting and holding those aggressive buyers from earlier. So all of this in hindsight, avoidable trades. God's will is over our outcomes. You know, we have to be. This is the humility part. I have to have dependence on God. He's the only thing that's successful all the time. There's no trading edge. There's no process that's successful. And I have to have humility in knowing that I did not follow any edge. I did not follow my true process, and I paid for it. I lost all my gains from last week out of 3 trades this week, and pretty much almost all of them were avoidable. This is my crutch. This is what happens to me more often than not. That I am taking good trades and then I'm blowing all the account. Not blowing it, but I'm losing my money on those trades, just going back break even pretty much. Just forcing dumb things. So I'll be back with another trade recap maybe tomorrow if another setup shows up. And thanks for watching.